Hi, we're SpotMe, and we take the weight out of waiting in line.
In Hawaii, apartment complexes are a high-ticket commodity with an overflowing demand. This makes apartments, especially with an ocean view, a great investment. So a few months ago, my family took off from their very busy schedule to purchase a room as an investment. We arrived at One All in Water 2 hours before they even started selling their apartments. But we arrived and found that there are over 150 people already ahead of us, some who have been waiting in line for 4 days. The room sold out before we could get one, and we were so angry and flustered for waiting hours in line and getting nothing in return. We would have paid anything for an improved position in line, because the apartment investment would have easily gave us that money back. But not only I would have paid anything for an improved spot. This happens everywhere in Hawaii all the time. These are 2 more apartment complexes that are just opening up right now with hundreds in line.
It's not only in Hawaii that this is happening, and not only in real estate. Lines around the world cause people 3 years of their lives wasted. People wait in line because they have a desire for the product or service that they would receive at the end of the line. At SpotMe, we believe that this product or service is what makes the line valuable. This is how we plan to set up our app. We plan to begin with an account creation, which would allow us to streamline the process of buying and selling spots. Once you create an account, you will be able to search for listings of lines and spots nearby you. Once you find a spot that you like, you'll be able to buy it from either a fixed price or bid on a spot. The transaction will be simple and easy for users. So we're planning to have our beachhead market in real estate. As you can see, apartments are a huge market. However, our entire market would be the world, everyone that uses smartphones. We plan to expand from our beachhead market into tickets and technology, which are also great sellers. Just look at the Apple lines when they release new products.
These are a couple of examples where people have been paid for their spots in lines. People have been recorded as to have been received over $12,000, or $1,200 for the first spot in line for an iPhone 6. There have also been many examples of iPads and iPhones that people, even not in the first spot, have gotten paid over $500.
There exist many examples of commissioning a third party to stand in line for you. However, these methods are antiquated because they require extensive amounts of person-to-person communication and organization. SpotMe cuts out all the hard parts. The seller is already in line, and all the buyer has to do is purchase the spot they want.
So we have 2 main competitors, the Craigslist spot sellers and an app called BetterSpot. BetterSpot has only been on the market for 2 months, and all they do is target the bars. That is a relatively small market because there's not many bars which you wait in line for. There's not many people who would pay a lot of money to get into those bars. But we're going to target real estate and technology, which people would pay lots of money for. If they're buying a $100,000 apartment, they're going to be willing to spend a little money to get that apartment.
We say that in the first year, or couple years of SpotMe, we will get around 200 users in the Honolulu area in Hawaii and maybe another large city, and we will focus advertising on real estate. And once we get a firm hold on real estate and enough revenue, we could expand to more locations and to tech releases. Tech releases, as we said before, they make a lot of money. So from the revenue from tech releases and more locations, that can expand into tickets, reservations, and theme park lines, which will further expand our company's revenue. And over a 10-year period, SpotMe has the potential to be over a $100,000 company. And from there, SpotMe could just keep going up and skyrocket.
This is our team, a group of freshmen from Honolulu, Hawaii.
I'm Jason, and I'm CEO of SpotMe. I have experience in computer programming, mathematics, and science.
I'm Sean, and I'm the COO of SpotMe. And I have a lot of experience interacting with other people.
I'm David. I'm the CFO of SpotMe, and I have an interest in math and experience with technology, and I love finance.
Why do you think that places have lines?
Because there's a demand for the product or service at the end of that line. More people than the product can be supplied for are wishing to have this product.
So why do we still have lines where people are waiting?
Because lines are kind of like a first come, first serve thing, and that's the only way to really have that first come, first serve.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to get at is so that you can build a technology that doesn't require people to wait in line, right? Like it could ordinarily rank people, but they could just sign up online, and if they make it in, then they just show up. And then you don't have to pay somebody to wait for you. There's another possibility, which is that companies like Apple like having long, overflowing lines of people because it signals that there's a tremendous amount of demand for their products. And it seems to me that whether a company is interested in your technology might depend somewhat on whether this is sort of an inefficiency in their ticket buying process, or whether it's a social signaling situation that so many people are coming in and they can't deal with all the demand, and then how do you sell? I want to hear about how you thought of that, if you think that that factors into how you try to sell to potential customers, or whether you think it's irrelevant, you just want to figure out if they have lines, and if so, you can find people for them.
Well, when we look around at the world today, and for the foreseeable future, physical lines are going to be a significant factor, and that's what our company has adapted to exploit.
SpotMe won't really decrease lines, more is turn the line into a marketplace where people, it won't take people out of line, but really put people into line to make money, and people will be able to buy spots closer up in line, and it won't decrease the size of the line as much as really increase it and make it a marketplace.
Have you thought through how you're going to be physically, so let's say I'm a customer and I talk to Spot in line. So when have you somebody else who's physically in the line who's saying yes, they can take my place or they can go in front of me, or do you have that figured out?
Someone in line will purposely be in line to sell their spot for like a fixed price or a bidding system, and they publish this spot on our app with what they're waiting for, their location to be verified so there's no scams, and also their price. And someone in the back of the line or someone just coming to the line or who wants to come could just look on our app and see under the listing of that location there is this person who's willing to sell their spot to this much.
Or if there's someone that's waiting in line for a while and they have to be somewhere and they have to bail out of their line, we want to reward them for their time that they've spent.
Think people get mad?
We tried to make it as unobtrusive as possible so that you would be able to do the transaction online, so it wouldn't be a huge scene where you have to work out the price at the physical place.
I was thinking more like I was standing in line for 3 days, and then there's 2 people in front of me, and then a guy shows up 5 minutes before.
They don't like it, they can buy it.
How are you going to find the people who are willing to wait in the line? How are you going to get them?
They already exist, obviously, because there are people that are selling their spots for enormous amounts of money in these lines. And so we were thinking that we could put up signs at these lines saying, if you're selling your spot in line, sell it by using Better Spot. You're going to have a bigger market. It's going to be much easier and much more unobtrusive to sell your spot with us rather than physically putting it like saying, I'm selling my spot.
But you have, sorry, but you have to do it in advance, because that's the thing about these long lines, is you have to get there early. So your line shoulder spotters, whatever you're gonna call them, they would have to know about this, so that they could have the time to do it, so that they could be there ahead of time. So you have to have a way of collecting where any given line is going to be at any time. Nike sneakers are coming on, and you need to find X amount of people. Are you organizing the people ahead of time and getting the word out?
No, there's already people who already wait in the lines. So we're just more of a marketplace, which would allow them to connect buyers.
We believe that there are people who would look for lines that people would buy spots in, just for the fact of making money. So we don't worry that they're not going to be able to find any lines to wait in. So.
No more time? In terms of costs, you're saying that you're hoping to get 200 users in the first 2 years. So what is your costs for those first 2 years? Have you thought through how much it's going to pay programmers? What are your costs for that?
For the 200 users in 2 major cities, we're estimating maybe a $10 service fee for each of those users, and that will grow into 300 users for the $10 service fee, and then 500 users in the graph that we showed earlier.
And the cost for us, it would mostly just be for advertising to try and get our product out so people know about it and then we use it. And we also need to hire a programmer. But we have, yes.
The advertisement is expensive, so how are you going to make it, reach out to the users or people who are interested to stand in line for money and people who want to buy it? So how are you going to keep it going? Cost effective.
We thought we could begin with physical advertisement and then move into digital advertisement on relevant sites. For example, if we're trying to raise publicity for our Apple spot sellers, we might put an ad on a technology website so that we have specifically targeted ads at the market that we're aiming for.
So have you thought about going to those particular physical lines and talking to those people? Like, hey, we have got this app and we can actually utilize this app for this. Have you thought of going to those kind of lines? The tech lines or iPad lines or real estate lines that you guys made examples of?
Yes, we have talked to people, and a lot of people, surprisingly, along tech lines aren't in the line for themselves, but for other people, which surprised us and kind of motivated us